Welcome to Happy Learning. Now we will see about psychology. The study of psychology helps us to understand ourselves and others, which can be extremely fulfilling and lead to better, stronger relationships with your family, friends and co-workers. A solid understanding of human nature will serve you well in a number of job settings, including social services, advertising, marketing, education, healthcare, and politics. Psychology can be benefiting you both in your personal and professional life. To know about the history of psychology. Before 1870, psychology was not a separate discipline, rather it is a study of philosophy. Some of the eminent psychologists came up to prove about what psychology is. One of the prominent person is William Wundt. In 1879, opened first experimental laboratory in psychology at the University of Leipzig in Germany, and he is considered as the father of psychology. Origin of science of psychology. A science is the body of systemized knowledge that is gathered carefully observing and measuring events. Like any other science, psychology is also based on the observations and experiments which others can repeat and verify. Psychology concerns with the observation and explanations of human behavior in single individuals or in group. A science deals with a group of related facts and principles of particular subject. So psychology as a science deals with the motives, feelings, emotions, thoughts, action of human beings. Like a science, psychology discovers and explains the underlying laws and principles of human behavior. Psychology describes the law of learning, feeling and thinking. Like any other sciences, psychology collects the subject matter of facts of behavior. Psychology is a positive science and not the normative as it describes in the fact of human behavior and its laws as they are not as they ought to be. Wundt was the first psychologist to measure the human behavior accurately, and Sigmund Freud, Maslow, Rogers, Watson, Pavlov are the people who developed psychology as a science. Coming to know about the meaning and definition of psychology, it derives from the Greek word psyche and logos, means soul and study. Psychology is simply a study of soul. Defined as a scientific study of the human behavior of living organism with special attention to humans. Coming to the definition part, according to APA, American Psychological Association, psychology is the scientific study of the behavior of individuals and their mental process. So many definitions are there. So one of the definition, according to Crow and Crow, psychology is the study of human behavior and human relationship. So the roots of psychology, if you see, means psychology is basically a scientific study of behavior and mental process. Behavior, anything that you do that can be observed, and in mental process, internal experiences such as thought, feelings, sensation and perception. Systematic study, if we recollect, means it is related with collection and examination of data to support or disapprove hypothesis, prediction rather than depending on common sense. Why psychology is science? Why? Because Different methods are there. That is, we can have observation, recording, analysis, and many more. Psychology has its own causes and effect of relationship, and the study is related with factual concept, intelligence, memory, and learning. And it is related with different law of learning. It has the validity, reliability, it has verification, it has statistical analysis, and we can predict through the theories and principles. Different types of schools and branches are there in psychology. So now we will see the branches of psychology. It can be divided into two. One is pure psychology and another one is applied psychology. In pure psychology, you can see general, abnormal, social, physiological, para, geo, developmental and experimental. And in applied psychology, we will be checking with educational, clinical, industrial, legal, military and political. So coming to pure psychology, it proves the framework and theory. It deals with the formation of psychological principles and theory. It suggests various methods and techniques for the analysis, assessment, modification and improvement of behavior. We will see the branches of pure psychology. General psychology, it deals with the fundamental rules, principles and theory of the psychology related with the study of behavior of normal adult. Abnormal psychology deals with individuals who are unusual. Studies mental disorders, their causes and treatment. And social psychology relates or deals with group behavior, interrelationship of people with each other. It also studies the various types of group phenomena such as public opinion, attitude, belief and crowd behavior. Physiological psychology is related with the biological and physiological basis of behavior. It concerns the structure and function of sense organs, nervous system, muscles, glands, underlying all behavior. Parapsychology is something so different. It deals with the extrasensory perception, causes of rebirth, telepathy and allied problems. And geopsychology, this branch is related with physical environment, particularly weather, climate and soil with behaviors. Developmental psychology, it relates with the influence of growth and development of human behavior. This branch of psychology describes the process of growth and development in relation to the behavior of an individual from birth to old age. It further divided into child psychology, adolescent and adult and old age psychology. Experimental psychology, it is related with carrying out psychological experiments by using scientific methods. Experimental psychology do basic research in an effort to discover and understand the fundamental and general causes of behavior. The study is related with learning and memory, sensation, perception and motivation. Now coming to applied psychology, it is related with application level for daily living. Applied psychology, the theory generates through pure psychology and finds its practical shape. The branches of applied psychology, educational psychology, It is which tries to apply the psychological principles, theories and techniques to human behavior in educational situations. The subject matter of this branch covers psychological way and means of improving all aspects of teaching and learning process. Next, we are going to see clinical psychology. It relates to the mental illness, abnormal behavior of a patient and suggests treatment and effective adjustment of the affected person in society. Industrial psychology is applied to the principles to assist public and private organizations with their hiring and placement programs, the training and supervision of the personnel and the improvement of communication within the organization. They also counsel employees within the organization who need help with their personal problems. Coming to legal psychology, it tries to study the behavior of persons like client, criminals, witness, etc. with the help of application of psychological principles and technique. The root cause of the crime, offences, dispute or any legal case can be properly understood through the cause of the branch of psychology. Military psychology, which is concerned with the use of psychological principles and techniques in the military science. It keeps the morale of the soldiers and citizens high during wartime. It helps to secure better recruitment of the personnel for the fighting capacities and organizational climate and leadership, the various types that are dealt with the branch of psychology. Political psychology here relates to the use of psychological principles and techniques in studying political and deriving political gains. So we have seen about the pure and applied psychology. Now we will see the branches and meaning. General, it is related to fundamental rules, principles and theory. Abnormal, behavior of individuals who are unusual mental disorder. Social is related with group behavior and interrelationship. Physiological is biological and physiological basis. Para is related to sensory perception of rebirth, telepathy and other related things. Geopsychology is related with environmental, particularly with weather, climate and soil. Developmental psychology is the growth and development of the relation to the behavior. And lastly, experimental psychology relates with the scientific method which carried out during the process. And once again, in applied, if you see, means educational psychology, it relates with the human behavior in educational level. Clinical psychology is related with the mental illness, abnormal behavior of the patient and suggests treatment. In industrial, it is related with the principles to assist the private and public organizations. And in legal, it is the study behavior which relates to client and criminals and witnesses. And the military psychology relates with the morale of the soldiers and the citizen during wartime. And political psychology helps us to know about the principles and techniques in studying political and political gains. Now, we will see what is the nature of psychology. So coming to the nature of psychology, it is scientific, empirical science, it is factual, it is theoretical, positive, the law of psychology are universal, and it is emphasized on truth. So mostly this nature of psychology will relate with the function of psychology. It makes the person to understand human behavior. We can identify the influence of behavior. We can understand individual differences. We can know oneself and others. We can understand consumer taste. We can understand crime and other cures. We know about mental illness. We can know to treat mental illness and to provide effective education. So please keep in your mind to know more about psychology. Thank you.